Hi, I'm Julie Bacon,
Ryan Verweiss.
Sue Pastor.
And Steve Okers.
and this is What's in the Cup.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, I should ask for a refill. Mine is getting a
I
little
told you. I offered.
Yes. Guest series here with
Yeah.
Ryan Verweiss from Inner City Christian Federation. It's not that hard to say, see?
No, I mean, that's impressive. Maybe it's the dyslexia in me.
I
I just
always
can't.
know because I've always said foundation, even though I see it federation. So,
Yeah, we don't. That's probably a long conversation
Yes,
of how the name came about. But
Yes.
so we were talking earlier, Ryan, about your organization, ICCF, and the community homes initiative. But you said a term that I'd never heard before, which sort of just was an interesting term for me, which was social impact investing, right? The idea of not needing the full return that you might be able to get if you charged the amount of rent or you sold the house at the highest price that you could sell it for, but ultimately taking a little bit less to socially impact our community. That's what you're doing with this, and had some investors that were willing to partner with you guys on this. But can you explain that idea to me a little bit, and then maybe even if you could explain how someone could participate in that kind of
Sure.
mindset in West Michigan?
So we're facing a real need right now. If you look at any of the nonprofits, there's so many great affordable housing organizations in town, which I love the fact that we get to partner with them. And we often meet and we're talking about our collective wait list, and we have almost 1,000 families in our community that are waiting for affordable housing. And we're all working as hard as we can to add as many units of affordable housing as possible.
I'm sorry, when you say that there's 1,000 families waiting for affordable housing,
Yeah.
where are they now?
Yeah, where do they live now?
Well,
Yeah.
oftentimes families will just do what they can to get by. They'll either double up or triple up with another family, or they'll stay at a hotel that is really intended to be short term, but they'll stay long term. They'll pay a week at a time or a month at a time. Oftentimes paying more in hotel fees than they would for rent, but because they can't find a place, they're ending up spending more. And then they oftentimes will spend through their security deposit and they can't get out of the hotel. And so as we look at that need, it's overwhelming to think that nonprofits will solve it alone. We don't believe
Right.
we can. Really, we need to partner with the market to try and address this need. And so we get really excited when we run into property owners who are willing to say, you know what, I could charge $1,400 a month, and instead I'm going to charge $700 a month. And there are ways that I think we get excited about that. We think that that's really, we could go out of business if the marketplace were to say, we can be, we don't need to take everything we can out of this property, and we can help a family by providing it an affordable way. Social impact investing is a way, we were able to buy the Community Homes Initiative homes because there were folks in our community who said, I've got $10 million that I could make 7% return on my investment if I put it into the stock market. I'm willing to take 3% return on
For our
investment.
viewers who aren't familiar with this, just briefly tell them
Yeah,
how many
thanks.
houses you bought and what you did, because that was a leap
what
of
is this
faith.
thing? Yeah.
So about a year ago, we heard about a group that had purchased a lot of single-family homes and multifamily homes in the foreclosure crisis, and they had put these homes now on the market. And we were able to acquire those homes. We acquired 177
package,
properties, 213 units of housing between here and Grand Rapids, Wyoming, and a few properties in Lansing and Eaton Rapids. And our goal for that is to be able to stabilize those rents,
Yep.
improve those properties, and then eventually sell 50% of the homes to low-income buyers. And the only way we could do that, if we had to go to the open market and get market rate return money, we wouldn't be able to keep those homes
Right.
affordable. And so it's through that partnership of folks who are willing to say, I'll take less return. I still want a return. It's not a donation. It's not just an investment of a gift, but it's recognizing that the market can do some good as well. And I really believe
Well,
that.
ultimately, it improves the whole market itself anyways by doing that. So
Yeah.
if they have other investments somewhere, it's helping somewhere else too.
So I think we talked earlier about the fact that the market is not bad.
Right.
But the market needs to be mitigated with some humanity along
Right,
the way, right?
right.
So if we just look at free market, it ends up oftentimes if you're just going for the bottom line, you're going to do things a certain way. But if you're willing to say, I can pay attention to my bottom line and do some good, that's really social investing. Is
Yeah,
saying how can we do twice as much good, not just for your own bottom line, but for the sake of our neighbors. And,
So I also think of social investing in balancing time, right? You have either resources financially, so that was awesome that people had 10 million and were willing to take less. That's not the majority of our viewers.
If you do, give me a call.
But you know, but I think a lot of our viewers have or are willing to separate time, right, as their social impact. How is that's hugely valuable, right? How do you balance that, and is that part of this initiative too? Then that these homes could use social impact of time, which is ultimately the resources that I might be able to provide.
Absolutely. So ICCF, when we started, was really started by a bunch of volunteers who took a rundown house, fixed it up, made it beautiful, and sold it to a low-income buyer. And that's really what I get excited about with this Community Homes Initiative, is that it's getting back to that
core.
Giving the opportunity for neighbors who care about neighbors to say, I could give some of my time, I could invest some of my talent. You know, if you have, I think, particularly skilled labor folks who are in such high demand right now, if they were willing to give a bit of their time to this effort, it helps us obviously keep our costs down, which we then pass on to the families that rent from us and eventually would buy from us.
How does someone sign up to do that?
Well, you could reach out to us at ICCF, go to iccf.org and click the Get Involved tab. There's a way for people to get involved, and you could reach out to us. I know, for example, so your church has partnered. One of the things we're looking at with these homes is each home needs a little bit of TLC, and we're looking for partners who would be willing to say, I'd sponsor the TLC on that house, right? So either financially sponsoring the work that needs to be done by upgrading the homes. The other key thing here is we're looking to make these as green as possible. So we're trying to improve the energy efficiency.
It's been fun, like we have a large congregation and people want to do good, right? People want to do well, but they just need someone to path them that way. So what ICCF did is listed out everything that needs to be done on the house that we've adopted, and organizations can do that. Some are landscaping things that maybe a youth group can do. Other are very skilled labor that we can leverage, either people in our congregation or our community, and I can't put in windows, but maybe I know someone who can. And so you just sort of, through that grassroots spreading the word, and people want to be involved.
And I think the other benefit is that it gives the people in our congregations or in our community, whether it's a church or a business that gets involved, a very personal connection to this issue of housing, right? So we're all
So you
connected
can
to
talk
our
about it
own
more.
housing problems or housing needs, but getting outside of ourselves is a great opportunity to
Real
So
quick,
if you're-
one question, because I read this in an article this morning. I know we're going over, sorry guys. I read an article this morning of someone who you had helped last year get into a house, single mom, 2 kids, and she got into a house, awesome, but she was still looking for furniture. Is that something we can help too? I don't know.
Certainly,
like,
and I think
okay.
that comes with the sponsorship of a house too, is that you'll get to know whoever lives in that house and help them make that house a home. So,
Okay.
So if you guys are watching and want to get involved, obviously go to icf.org, right?
Yep,
If I
got
said
that.
that right. And if you want to sponsor a house, that'd be pretty sweet, right? For us to have you know about this initiative that they're on. They have 170 so houses, and all could probably have a sponsorship. And think of the impact that we all could have if we sponsored a house. And where that could go. So thanks for watching. I'm Steve Okers.
Sue Pastor.
Ryan Verwise.
Julie Bacon,
This is What's in the Cup.
cheers.
Cheers.